my 15 minutes of fame today is about Google Docs and using Google Forms in particular to gather data. We use them at the help desk and in classroom media assistance, and I use them in the short courses that I teach for ITS and for HR. We do basic skills for people like service workers on campus and HR, and I gather data. The great thing, and I'm going to talk about great things and the bad things like the last presenter did. The great thing is Google Forms are so easy. It's a painfully easy way to gather data from whoever your respondents are. The bad thing is it doesn't address FERPA. So if you're worried at all about privacy of data, it should not be in Google. So we don't ever ask for full names. We don't ask for of students linked with their ID number. We don't ask for telephone numbers. So there's some privacy concerns you could have, but if you're just going to people in your class, they could respond with their first name. I'm going to pass around a blank piece of paper, which I'd like you to put your name and your email address if you want to see the results of the form that we built today and see what kind of information you can get from it. So, you interested, Charlie? You're the first person. Oh, you don't have a pen. Did I bring a pen? I brought a pen. So the pen can go along with the form. Thank you. So, I've already discussed the first and the biggest pitfall is privacy data. The first benefit is that it's easy. Now, the only thing that you have to have yourself, and you, to start and use Google Forms is a Gmail address. How many people have Gmail addresses already? Well, that problem's solved. So, the next thing that you need, kind of like step 2, is you need the email addresses of all your respondents. So, I'm going to use anybody interested here today as my respondents for this form, and I'll share the form and I'll share the data with you. And here, you can pass around my pen too. And you'll get to be able to see how easy this is to both collect data and to send it out. So step 1, the Gmail address. Step 2, the email addresses of all the people you want to have your respondents. They don't need to be Gmail, they don't need to be Yahoo, they could have any kind of email account at all, and there's nothing for them to log into. So that's another benefit. You send them a link in an email, or I should say Google sends them a link in an email, they click on that link, they go to your survey. So it's super simple for all your respondents. So what's the third step? Open your Google Drive. That's what we have here. And see the big red box on the right-hand side where it says create? I'm going to mouse over that, click down, and I'm going to go down to the green where it says form. And that starts me. Now the first thing you have to come up with is the title for your survey. I'm going to call mine Pet Survey. Because that's what ooh, my typing is bad. Okay, Pet Survey. And then you have to choose a theme, how you want it to look. This is a recent change in Google Forms. It would default go to a plain one. Then they had no templates for a while. Now they're back to templates. I'm going to scroll down. I like to use the gray header, only because I'm a kind of gray, dull person right here. I double click on it, or you can actually choose it and click that you chose that one. So now I've got the pet survey. So I get to now put in questions. And they always have sample questions for you to start with. And the first one is multiple choice. I just want to do a multiple choice one to start with. So my question is, do you have any pets? Now, please look. Pitfall number 2, or are we on pitfall number 3 by now? If you don't wipe out the untitled question, you just start typing in the middle of it. So always remember to wipe that out. Okay, do you have any pets? Question mark. Okay, but that's kind of an ambiguous question, so I'm going to give them some guidance in the help text. Count only cats, dogs, and anybody know what a lagomorph is?
Rabbit.
Yes, a rabbit. Dogs and rabbits. So, okay, we got our question title, we got help text, we're going to go multiple. So the first answer is what? the next answer, and see, all I have to do is click in it, it automatically makes it an option. How easy is this, right? 2, click in the next one, 3, 4. Oh wait, I didn't give them a chance to say I don't have any pets. I'll write 5 or more, and then click in the next one. No cats, dogs, or Legos. Now you remember how to spell it. How good is that? Okay, so that's what I'm going to do. Now, pitfall number 4 is that you cannot drag and drop the options. The options are stuck. I'll show you, you can move questions around, but you can't move options around. So if you want that no cats or dogs or lagomorphs at the top, then you actually have to cut and paste it. You can use the hotkeys on your computer, but you can't drag it up to be an earlier response. So I'm just going to leave it there. And I'm going to say I'm done. So if you go down a little bit, you say done. Okay, so we have our first question. Oh, I should have asked what their name was. I'm not going to know who my respondent was, right? So I'm going to add a question. How do you think you add a question? You have a simple add item right here. See that? And so I'm going to make it a text question, which it automatically came up with. But if you want to change the kind, you have text, paragraph, multiple choice, checkboxes, choose from a list, a scale, or a grid. So you have lots of choices. So I chose text, and my question is going to be name. And if I have a format, I want, let's say I'm going to use just their first name. First name only, then middle initial. How about that? And then it's text, and there's the response. And, you know, I want them to answer that question, so I'm going to make it a required question. Good. Done. Now, shouldn't that have been my first question? So it would be in my first column of data? Well, yeah, that was dumb of me, but I wanted to show you, you can take it and you can drop it at the top. That didn't go. Yes, you can. Yep, let go. So there it went. It went to the top. And see, it has a little red asterisk next to it. That means it's a required question. So let's say, oh, this one should have been required too. Can I edit that question? Yes. I go back over here, click the little edit, and scroll down, and I can make that a required question as well. Done. Add another item. Okay, do you have any fish? Well, what should be the help text on that? What are different types of fish you can have? You can have indoor fish or outdoor fish. So I'm going to say, please consider both aquarium and pond fish, because they might have some. So let's say I want to do multiple choice again. So option 1 is goldfish or koi. We'll ignore my bad typing right now. 2, I'm going to say an arowana. And I can just hit the return and it automatically goes to the next one. I don't need to move my cursor all the time. I'll say an octopus and starfish cap. And then we'll have coconut, crusted, tilapia. Or other. What happens if we add other? Look right here, other. And you can make option 6. You don't have to do anything with that. The other option, they want that right there, their answer. And then they'll see that. Option 6, another one, let's say eels. Okay, so that's done. So look, now you have other and you have a short text box for that. Isn't that cool? So then, for the sake of brevity, let's call it there on that. I was going to do a matching, but I don't think I have enough time. So, confirmation page, once they respond to it, your response has been recorded, you can say, thank you. And this is just the message they get when they complete your survey. Thank you say, I will respond to you, thank you, Charlie, I'll respond to you within 24 hours about the data. Or if you want the data, ask me and I'll share it, you can say that thing. And then, if you want people to respond many times, you should have this click below, show link to submit another response. Publish to show a link to the results of this form, you can do that. And you can allow people to go back and edit it. I don't want any of those things. I do want to publish and show a link to the form because anybody who gives me their email, I'll send it to you, I'll have that available. But what do responses look like? Before you finish the form and send it, you're going to go accepting responses. You have to go up to the top, responses, and choose response destination. That's really important. You have to decide how you want to interact with your data. So then I want a new spreadsheet. I can tell it by default, I always want a new spreadsheet, and then I'll give it create. And then when I go back and I look at responses again, you'll see summary of responses, and then you can go and you get graphs from it. And if you go back to edit this form, it takes you back to it. So the response destination is right there. And then if you go to view live form, you'll see what it looks like. And there it is right there. So that's what your respondents would see when you send it out. And always you go back to edit this form. And responses, accepting responses, summary of responses. Oh, when I go down to the bottom and I go send form, that's the next thing. It gives you the link, but you can go send via email, and then you type in the names of the people you want. So if I don't do that now, I do it based on the responses that you guys give me on wherever that sheet is. Then you'll see the form. I'll see that you've put in your data, and I'll share the form back with you. You can see how you can graph it and stuff. If you have any questions, I have a table out here. I think I'm table 39 or 40. So you can come out and ask me, and I'll be happy to share my data with you. Any questions about the really super easy Google Forms?
Do you have to put their email? You have to put each person's email in there.
Yes, you do.
And Google creates the link
and Google
sends it
sends
automatically
it to you.
a message.
Yeah. If you didn't want to do that, you could share that link and you could copy it and in your own email send it. Or you could let them do it. And I'm always, why would I want to do it if they'll do it for me automatically?
So you can put that link in Sakai.
Yeah.
Just copy it.
Yep, copy and paste it somewhere. Okay, what were the pitfalls of using Google Forms? Anybody remember? Security. Doesn't meet FERPA, that wonderful Federal Education Rights and Privacy Act. Doesn't meet FERPA. And other pitfalls?
I had a question
Oh,
actually.
you did.
Just what type of information do they collect
Do they collect?
in their privacy policy?
The only thing is that the documents that you store belong to Google and not to you. So they can get anything out of there. So you need to be careful with what you put into the Google, and that's where the security comes from. If you have people putting in their URID number and their first and last name, then you violated the Federal Education Rights and Privileges Act. Anytime that they can connect that private information with a name, then that's
But not the actual documents.
not the document.
Right.
I mean, they could get to the document. They could see your forms. They could go into their server anytime. Do they do it? I don't believe they do it. They don't have enough time in the world.
Legally, if they had
But
to,
legally,
right?
if they had to, yes.
Right.
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
That was a good question. Any other questions? Okay, so the pitfalls were security, that once you type up a multiple choice question, you can't redo the order. And then I knew there was a third pitfall, but look at my notes. No, I only have, you have to zero out the sample question before you write on it. So the benefits, it's easy. You can manipulate your data just like in Excel. You can graph your data. You can share your data with other people via an email link, and you can share your data with other people you share your form with. That was it. Thank you.